It's your segment right here. It's some drama going on between CD and AJ. AJ started though. CD ain't really caused no drama. It's really AJ. Tell the people what's going on.
So I don't know where this came from, but from what I'm hearing, it's like I think Pro Football Focus did a comparison. I think they're trying to get their ratings up, so they gotta, what's gonna get the ratings up. You got to bring up a cowboy. But what's the hottest team in the NFL right now? You
Eagles.
think it's the Chiefs, right? Because they won the Super Bowl, but nah, it's the runner up, the Eagles. They
Ta-da.
kill exactly. They killing in the draft. They killing in free agency. How are we getting hate from other executives? Shout out to the you done son. But and Georgia, Georgia scouts, they just like send them on up to Philly. They want to play football, send them to Philly. AJ Brown's getting upset. I guess he's seen this come out and he went on Twitter and he wanted to say a little bit and he wanted to let me bring this picture up for us. And I wish we could like zoom in. But basically what AJ Brown said was, and he sounds like a fellow member of Refuse to Lose, the network and the family. Sounds like Kev. He was basically saying, stop comparing me to CeeDee Lamb. He basically plays in the slot. Compare him to Cooper Kupp or somebody like that. I play both outside and inside. He later then deleted the tweet. But we're in the social media world. Somebody got the notifications on. They screen grabbed that. And then CeeDee, I guess it landed in his lap somewhere, and he was like, "What's this? Hey, I can play both. So stop all that. Basically, stop the cap."
Exactly.
Now, which leads me to this. We can take this down. We can go back to like having a casual conversation. When you're a wide receiver, your tool belt is supposed to be full, meaning you can run multiple routes, you can play from multiple positions on the field. You could be known as a person with good hands, or you can be known as a route runner. You can be known to. When you think of Devontae Adams, you think of he runs crisp routes and he can catch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You think of DeAndre Hopkins, you think of the same thing. Then you have guys like Des Bryant, who's known for like red zone targets, jump balls, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to do a comparison of who's who, there is no comparison. So I understand where AJ Brown was going with that one. You can't compare the two because we're not actually physically the same. But if you want to ask who's the better receiver, it's CeeDee Lamb.
Woo!
Now, as a scout, Joe, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay, I'm listening.
You see AJ Brown, everything that his abilities. We're not talking about numbers right now. We're just talking about abilities. You see him on
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, and then you see CeeDee Lamb. If you were starting a team, which receiver are you taking?
AJ Brown, I'm sorry.
Okay, I just wanted to ask. That's good. It's good for content. Now tell me why you're taking AJ over CeeDee.
I think AJ. All right, AJ is more. All right, AJ is a more physical receiver. AJ could do everything. He could play in the slot. He could play on the outside. AJ got better ball skills as it seems so far. So I would take AJ. I really would. Right now, CD. I mean, he had a breakout year last year. He had 1,000 yards the year before. I like CD. CD is a good. Like I think CD is better without the ball. Sorry, with the ball in his hands. He can create in open space. CD is better. I mean, but I think overall AJ is a better receiver.
Okay. AJ missed the two routes himself. I see what you're doing there. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's opinions. I'm taking CD over him because of what I just said in the beginning, all the list of intangibles that come with the receiver position. He can play in the slot, he can go outside, and he can possibly run the ball out of the backfield. I'm not saying he's like Debo, but I've seen him do that as well. Now, it's a matchup. It's a matchup nightmare. Meanwhile, with AJ Brown, you're just like, well, I know he's going to be here, and we could either roll coverage over there, or we can trust our corner to go one-on-one because either he's going to run a 9 route or a slant or maybe a drag. I mean, when you think of CeeDee Lamb, you're like, is a linebacker really going to check him from the slot? Because I mean, now we have to have a safety over the top. But if he goes outside, we're going to have to roll somebody over because he could either go in motion and make something happen. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty of what my man was really trying to say.
Okay.
Plays from the slot. CeeDee Lamb has played a lot out of the slot. I'll give him that. He was right there. Last season, he had 659 plays from the slot. It's about 60% of the plays when he was out there. 291 plays from the
Mm,
outside. Now, if you look at AJ Brown, he had 400 plays from the slot. It's 35%. On the outside, 558. Total yards with AJ Brown, he had 1496. So we're gonna round it up and say 1500 yards.
okay.
CeeDee Lamb, 1359, but you also got to think he played like 5 or 6 games without his starting quarterback. He really took off once that got back. He's a 9 touchdowns to AJ's 11. So when we looking at numbers, they kind of about the same. But if we talk about
Hmm.
percentage from playing from the slot, AJ Brown was correct in that. But we can't compare the two. When he said we really can't compare the two, you're right, because you're not the number one receiver. CeeDee Lamb is.
Mm.
So I mean, at the end of the day, he was right on both aspects. Don't compare me to him because I play both outside and in, which you can't say that if you look at the numbers. He's like 50% on 400 in, 500 out, so that makes sense. And CD is like 600. Majority of his passes was in the slot, but matchup nightmare because CD Lamb was the number one receiver on the Dallas Cowboys, and technically he was the only receiver at times because Michael Gallup
Mm.
was hurt. Noah Brown was like our fifth string wide receiver.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, if you go over to Philly, everybody was practically healthy all year until the quarterback got hurt.
Dallas Goddard got hurt too.
Yep. But we talking about if we think about
I got
receivers,
you.
Devontae was there all year, AJ was there all
Mhm.
year. At the end of the day, we talking about number ones versus number twos.
Oh my god. All right. I mean, the Eagles were weird last year. All right. So like AJ, I mean, I'm not gonna say he number two. You feel me? I'm not gonna say that. Like now, Devontae Smith is a good receiver, and he made some. Devontae Smith was that guy, or I would say this: AJ took the roof off. You know, he had all those big plays downfield and all that stuff.
The
He was
one
the
route I named,
scariest one. Let me say that. AJ was a guy who was the scariest one. Devontae made some key plays though, like when momentum was needed or something like that.
like a
You
number
know,
one
like
was.
AJ was like, all right, I'm putting a candle on a cake. Boom. That was AJ. Like he was actually in the show. But I mean, I think AJ is better than CD though, and I don't think AJ is a number two receiver. I don't. But you do have a point though. CeeDee was the ultimate number one on the Cowboys. So CeeDee literally had the most attention when you play the Cowboys. Like he was a guy that you had to focus on, him and Tony Pollard, right? But then when you play the Eagles, you don't 100% focus on AJ Brown. AJ Brown is one of the guys because you got Devontae Smith and you got Jalen Hurts' legs plus Miles Sanders and crew in the backfield. So I will say that CeeDee does probably receive more attention than AJ, but you look at AJ in Tennessee. I mean, I probably took that AJ over CeeDee too. I'm sorry, but he had Derrick Henry. So, but he was in the receiver.
Hey, at the end of the day, I'm not here to kill your opinion. I'm not here to sell my receiver on you. I'm just here to throw out the numbers because AJ was. At the end of the day, I said he was right about certain things. It's just the way he was
Mhm.
looking at it.
And look, I ain't here to defend AJ. All right, so sports you know that I ain't here to defend AJ. Now, one more time, right? For people who's new to the show and all that stuff, because you've been on this, AJ is a number two receiver. He's not a number one receiver. What's your main reason of saying that? Like a lot of people probably looking at you like, come on now, AJ, 1,400. Look at the numbers: 1,400 yards, 9 TDs. Yeah, 11 TDs, 11 TDs,
11. Yep.
11 TDs. How is he not number and on the best team? Like he's arguably the best receiver on the best team in the NFC. How is he not the number one? How is he not number one receiver?
Again,
Explain.
to me,
Mm-hmm.
everyone now, and there may be a guy somewhere in a cave in the middle of no man's land who was watching AJ Brown when he was with the Titans. No one's ever brought up AJ Brown when we talked about the top 10 receivers until he got selected by the Eagles, i.e., more,
True.
of course, more attention. But that goes back to my argument a little bit of why the NFC East is the NFL because no one was talking about this guy till he got there.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I
Secondly,
wasn't.
the plays that he make don't really jump off the screen to me. It's just like okay. I don't really see him getting double teamed that much. People would say, "Oh, they have to roll coverage over there because he's AJ." I'm like, not really. Most of the times I've seen him play. The only game I seen him play last season where he was double teamed was the Steelers game. Everything
Mm.
else, they was like, we gonna trust our either number two corner or our best corner to check him. And when the best corner did check him, he went MIA in those games.
Oh,
So again, if he's your number one, He's going to make that play when it's time to be. His number's going to be called when it's time to make the play. And anytime I watched the Eagles game and they needed a play to be made, they was going to Smith. Anytime they needed a gadget play, they was going to AJ.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Now I will say this though. All right. Once Dak Prescott came back, CD was CD was consistent. He was consistent. But so was AJ though. Like AJ was consistent too. I mean, until he played Washington. I mean, I'm just sorry, Kev. Sorry, you only
Yeah,
had
I
one
was going.
catch the whole game and a fumble. I'm sorry, but I would still take AJ. But CD is on the rise though. Like AJ, I'm not gonna say that he peaked out. He definitely didn't peak out, but AJ had way more opportunities than CD's have had. This is CD's really first time. Like you're the guy. We going with you, number one.
That's
And he
true.
showed out. He had a good year. So this year is really going to explain a lot. It's going to be AJ's second year with Philly, all right, and it's going to be CeeDee Lamb's second year as a number one receiver. So this year is going to really tell, and he got more help. He got Brandon Cooks now. So this year is going to see where these two stand. Hey, maybe you and Cash do a side bet or something like that. I don't know. This is something to think about.
Look,
Something to think about.
if we ranking the wide receivers in the NFC East, we all say who's number one, right?
Who was that?
Your guy. They gonna say
My
they gonna
man,
go with
he's
Terry.
not,
The world's gonna say Terry's the best receiver in the division
the
as of
numbers
right
don't show
now
that, but we all know Terry Heineke is quarterback.
because he
That's my
didn't
guy
have a
though.
quarterback. He never had a
Yeah.
quarterback. So we're gonna see what happened with Sam Howell. And then that's when 2 to 3 kind of it's always a debate. Is it CD or is it AJ? Right? To
That's
me,
a
I
fact.
would say why y'all keep disrespecting Devontae Smith because technically he's the number one, but everybody want to throw AJ again because of the trade. So look, we gonna see, man. This year gonna show improve. The debate is funny within these two teams and in the division is because everyone's now crowning Jalen Hurts as the best quarterback in the NFC because all the other quarterbacks are gone. All the great quarterbacks are in the AFC, but everyone's saying Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback because of what he did last year. Meanwhile, if you roll it to the wide receiver class, it's the CeeDee Lamb situation. They want him to be the best because of the one season. So both teams got something to prove.
And real quick, I want to address his comment. He said that his point is they need to move CD around so teams won't key in on him.
That was a bad comment.
So, all right, number one, we talk about this in the chat. You want to do what's best for your team, obviously, right? Let's start there, all right? And obviously, CD is not as physical as AJ Brown, So what AJ Brown is best at is not going to be what CD is best at. You feel me?
Hey,
Like CD is more, like I said, he get the ball in open space, he's going to make a play. Like CD is dangerous. He's a punt returner for real. So,
whoa.
but AJ is not that. Like AJ is more of a,
Street
you
Shark.
know,
Remember the
huh?
cartoon Street Sharks?
Yes. I don't think you ever said that about him. That's the first time I
Nah,
said
because I just thought about it.
that. Right. So it's so like I mean, two different receivers at the end of the day, man. Like AJ is more of a
Yeah,
physical receiver. He's a
yeah.
big swole. They call him Swole Batman for a reason. And
I,
CD is more of a go ahead.
I would like to debate more like with him and Smith because their games are almost similar. Him and Devontae
Yeah,
Smith. I would see
yeah.
that. Two
I
number
mean Devon.
ones. Yeah.
I will say this one when Commanders played on, we worried about Devontae Smith.
That's the league. But no,
I'm
everyone
like,
wants to call me insane
when I watching the game, I'm like, dude, Devontae, bro. Like he called it in Philly, he called a touchdown.
in the Super Bowl.
And in DC, AJ Brown scored two, but Devontae hit that one catch in the Super Bowl. Devontae I think he had a catch in the Super Bowl too. That was like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
it
that
was
should
the
have been a
same way.
flag. It should have been incompletion, but yeah.
Oh, okay, Kev. I can get 6 touchdowns and make the top 100. What number was he in the top 100? Derrick Henry was the highest player, right? Like, come on, man. What are you saying?
Yeah, Devontae nice. And Heisman as a receiver, and for everybody to talk about my man Emmanuel by being undersized, don't forget your boy was undersized too coming to the NFL, Devontae Smith, and my man, and he flourishing. So my man Emmanuel,
Oh, it's
interception
gonna be up.
machine.
This season is gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good
Yeah.
one. But my closing statements on this is
Okay.
I really want y'all to realize that the Eagles are just that's annoying. We've never heard AJ. We never heard this much about AJ Brown. We never even heard this guy talk. Now y'all here passing out tissues on camera. You want to tease people. Just stop it, man. This is why nobody
Mhm.
likes that green and black. Not, oh my
Even
goodness.
though we got green and black in the background.
I mean, I said
I
that.
got you.
I said that green and black.
But like I didn't address the actual situation. AJ, like I'm not gonna say he ties his own opinion, but what was the point of saying that? Like I don't know what the point of saying that. Like for him to say that, he literally had to try to take a shot at CeeDee. That was literally a shot at CeeDee
Yeah,
because people compare
handcuff.
all the time. Like somebody gonna compare Steph Curry to some random person. Like I don't know. Like somebody might say Gabe Vincent, man, he looked like Steph Curry tonight. Like Steph Curry coming out. Don't compare me to Gabe Vincent. Compare him more to like, it's like, bro, like I don't know what was the point of that other than him taking a shot at CeeDee.
And I'll
So
do this
CeeDee need
for.
to take that personal and remember that when they play the Eagles. And last time I checked, wasn't he cooking the Eagles?
That's what I'm trying to say here. They
Okay.
don't understand, but every time AJ Brown go up against Trayvon, it's night night. You know what I mean?
He
Like
had
he
that one
shuts him
catch from
down.
Trayvon though when he built that double move.
That's it. If it ain't a double move, Trayvon got it locked up. Seat belts.
Kevin, he said it because I sent him the script.
We see, but I want to say this though, because Carl gonna go back and listen. That also was a shot to Cooper Cup, which we also really don't understand why, because the disrespect for Cooper Cup. That's why we know Kev actually sent him that tweet. I literally read that and thought it was Kev's tweet until I seen AJ Brown was up there. I was like, wait, this sounds too much like what Kev, like the narrative he goes with. I don't understand.
Man, Carl made a great point in the chat. He said, we all talked about how it's a new era. I mean, you're going to do what's best for your team. It was best for the Rams. Just move Cooper Cup around and find the best match. That's smart.
That's
I'm
what
not here to
any
prove.
team.
But guess what? Cornerbacks don't follow everybody. Does Darius Slay follow every other best receivers?
Nope.
He goes what's best for their scheme defensively. So does Cooper Cup offensively. So we can't knock receivers that get moved around, but we're not gonna knock the corners who don't follow. Cause no corner really follow, but only a few. Like PS2, he follows most of the game. Now there's times they run zone and stuff like that. Oh man, a man zone and he's sitting in his section, whatever. But most of the time, PS2, he following. Or what's his name? My man Salt, and even Sauce is not really following people because they got the other corner on the other side. So if we're gonna knock the receiver, we got to knock the cornerback too.
Yeah, and the one time Trayvon tried it, Cooper Cup had a 79-yard touchdown on a drag route. But at least he tried.
And that was on Trayvon. Trayvon had an outstanding year. That's probably the only player that really burnt up what's the name? Trayvon
Yeah.
last year, for real.
Yeah. And I'll give you this. AJ Brown did have a big touchdown in the Super Bowl, but some people would say if you were a Chiefs fan, if you're looking at it from the opposite side, it was a rookie cornerback who looked too early. If he played that properly, that wouldn't have been a touchdown. But that was a big play. He is.
Deep threat.
He is. He gonna kill you on a slant route or a 9 route. I promise you that. You got to be prepared. Everything else, I'm asleep.
Yeah, he did. Like Slay, follow your boy Jets. He did though.
It's Kirk Cousins. He knew
That's
Kirk
Monday
Cousins was
Night
gonna
Kirk
give him
though.
one. Yeah.
Monday Night Cousins. All right, so let's wrap this up. That was a good segment, Tomo. I'm glad you got that off your chest. All right.
Hey man. Now they got something they can run with because they definitely gonna be like, oh, so Joe, remember you said this about AJ?
But we're gonna see. All right, I can't wait to see them start, man. Let's look at the jersey on. All right. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.